In 24 hours, Mercury Casimi hits. The truth that only the sun's heart can produce. Once a year, Mercury does something it does at no other time. It walks directly into the center of the sun. Not near the sun, not beside the sun, into the exact heart of it. The same degree, the same minute, the same point in the sky, until the two bodies occupy a single position and Mercury disappears entirely inside the solar fire. The ancient astrologers had a word for this. They called it Cazimi, from the Arabic kasmimi, meaning in the heart. And they considered a planet in Cazimi to be in the most powerful position available in the entire zodiac. Not dignified, not exalted, enthroned. The planet sitting in the throne room of the sun itself, receiving the full, unfiltered transmission of solar authority. On May 14th, Mercury reaches Cazimi at 24 degrees of Taurus. For approximately 24 hours, Mercury is not just close to the sun, it is inside the sun. And during those 24 hours, the function Mercury governs, thinking, speaking, naming, communicating, operates with a quality it carries at no other point in the year. Solar purity. Not solar speed, not solar drama. Solar purity. The specific quality of a thought or a word that has been burned clean of every distortion, every hedge, every accommodation that normally sits between what you know and what you say. Cazimi Mercury does not produce more words. It produces the one word that is true without qualification. The sentence that arrives not from the managed version of your intelligence, but from the center. The place where what you know and what is real are the same thing. By the time this video is over, you will understand what Cazimi actually produces in the mind, why this particular Cazimi in Taurus carries a quality no other sign can replicate, and what each sign of the zodiac receives when Mercury speaks from inside the heart of the sun. Stay here, because Cazimi lasts 24 hours, not a week, not a season, one rotation of the earth. And the word that forms in your mouth during those hours carries an authority that the rest of the year's communication does not approach. Let me start with what Cazimi is in astronomical terms. Every planet that orbits closer to the sun than the Earth, Mercury and Venus, periodically passes between the Earth and the sun in what is called an inferior conjunction. During this passage, the planet is invisible, hidden in the sun's glare, undetectable to the naked eye. Most astrologers describe this period as combust, the planet weakened by its proximity to the sun, its functions burned and impaired by the solar heat. And combustion is real. When Mercury is near the sun, but not at its exact center, the communication function does carry a quality of impairment. Thoughts feel hazy, communication misfires, the specific quality of trying to think clearly while standing too close to a fire. But Cazimi is not combustion. Cazimi is the exact center of the combustion zone, the point where the proximity becomes so precise that the relationship between planet and sun shifts from burning to fusion. The planet is no longer being burned by the sun. It is inside the sun. And inside the sun, the heat is not destructive. It is purifying. The distortions burn away. The hedges burn away. The accommodations burn away. What remains is the essential function. In Mercury's case, the essential thought, the essential word, the essential communication, stripped of everything that is not true. This is why the ancients considered Cazimi the most powerful planetary position. Not the most comfortable, the most powerful. The power of something that has been reduced to its purest form by passing through the center of the hottest fire in the solar system. Now here is why this Cazimi happening in Taurus matters specifically. Mercury Cazimi in Aries would produce the purest first thought, the fastest, most impulsive truth. Mercury Cazimi in Gemini would produce the purest connection, the sharpest, most precise linking of information. Mercury Cazimi in Taurus produces the purest weighted truth, the heaviest, most substantial, most permanent word available in the entire zodiac. Taurus does not do fast. Taurus does not do clever. Taurus does what lasts. And Mercury Cazimi in Taurus is the moment when the one word that lasts, the word that carries the full weight of what you actually know about what actually matters, passes through the center of the sun and emerges with solar authority. This word is not casual. This word is not provisional. This word is the kind that, once spoken, becomes a reference point, something you said on a specific day that turns out to have been the truest thing you said all year. Not because you tried to be profound, because the sun burned away everything that was not the essential truth, and what was left was a single sentence with the specific density of something that cannot be reduced further. Here is what Cazimi feels like in the body. You will notice, possibly on the morning of May 14th, possibly the evening of May 13th as the Cazimi approaches, a specific quality of inner quiet. Not the quiet of having nothing to say, the quiet of having only one thing to say and knowing it with absolute certainty. The mental chatter that normally fills the space between your thoughts, it reduces. Not through effort, through the specific quality of solar proximity burning the noise out of the signal. What remains in the quiet is the signal itself. One thought, one word, one sentence that has been forming beneath the surface for weeks and has now reached the point of perfect clarity. You may also notice that the word does not feel like it belongs to you. Cazimi communication has a specific quality that people who have experienced it describe in similar terms. The word feels received rather than produced, as though you are not thinking the thought but hearing it, as though the sun is speaking through Mercury, and Mercury is translating the sun's message through your specific nervous system into your specific vocabulary. The word is yours, but the authority it carries is solar. Here is where this Cazimi lands for each sign. If you are Taurus or Taurus rising, Cazimi is in your first house. The purest word is about identity itself, who you are, said with solar authority. Not the managed version, the essential version, burned clean by the sun's heart. If you are Scorpio or Scorpio rising, Cazimi activates your seventh house. The purest word is about the partnership, the one sentence about the relationship that has been forming beneath every conversation you have had about it. If you are Leo or Leo rising, Cazimi is in your 10th house. The purest word is professional. The one sentence about your career that carries the authority of someone who knows exactly what their work is and why it matters. If you are Aquarius or Aquarius rising, Cazimi activates your 4th house. The purest word is about the foundation. The one sentence about home, about roots, about what holds you that has been clarifying beneath the surface. If you are Gemini or Gemini rising, Cazimi is in your 12th house. The purest word comes from the deepest interior. It may arrive in a dream on the night of May 13th. It may surface as a sudden knowing that has no visible source. If you are Aries or Aries rising, Cazimi activates your 2nd house. The purest word is about value, what you are worth, said not as aspiration but as solar fact. If you are Cancer or Cancer rising, Cazimi is in your 11th house. The purest word is about the future you are building with others, the one sentence that clarifies the collective vision. If you are Virgo or Virgo rising, Cazimi activates your 9th house. The purest word is philosophical. The one sentence about what you believe that has been distilled through months of experience into something that cannot be argued with because it is not an argument. It is a recognition. If you are Libra or Libra rising, Cazimi is in your 8th house. The purest word is about the deepest shared territory. said with the specific authority of someone who has seen the bottom of the dynamic and is speaking from there. If you are Sagittarius or Sagittarius rising, Cazimi activates your sixth house. The purest word is about the daily practice. The one sentence about what the body needs or what the work requires that has been forming in the texture of the ordinary day. If you are Capricorn or Capricorn rising, Cazimi is in your fifth house. The purest word is creative, the one sentence about what you are here to make that carries solar authority rather than artistic doubt. If you are Pisces or Pisces rising, Cazimi activates your third house. The purest word is in the daily exchange. A conversation on May 14th will contain a sentence that is not like the other sentences. You will recognize it when it arrives. Here is the practice for May 14th. It is the simplest practice in the entire series, and the most demanding. On the morning of May 14th, before you speak to anyone, before you check any messages, before any external voice enters your awareness, sit in silence for 3 minutes. In those 3 minutes, ask one question inwardly. What is the one thing I know for certain right now? Do not search for the answer. Let the answer surface. It will arrive with the specific quality of Cazimi, unhurried, weighted, carrying the density of something that has been burned clean by passing through the center of the sun. When the answer arrives, and it will arrive as a single sentence, not a paragraph, not an analysis, write it down. On paper. In ink. The sentence that forms in the Cazimi window is the purest communication of the year. It is the word the sun itself speaks through your specific mind on this specific day. And like everything that passes through fire, it is smaller than what went in, and it is indestructible. The Cazimi window opens on the evening of May 13th and closes on the evening of May 14th. 24 hours. One word. Solar authority. Do not waste the window on ordinary communication. Save the essential sentence for the page. And when you read it back in a week, in a month, in a year, you will recognize it as the single truest thing you said all year. Not because you are special, because the sun spoke through you for 24 hours and you were quiet enough to hear what it said. There is one more quality of this Cazimi that connects it to everything Mercury has been doing this month. Mercury entered Taurus on May 2nd and immediately began the work of slowing thought down, converting the fast Aries insights into heavy Taurus substance. On May 5th, Mercury squared Pluto and the heavy truth grew teeth. The power dimension was added to every word. Now, on May 14th, Mercury reaches Cazimi, and the truth that was first slowed, then deepened by Pluto's power exposure, is finally purified by passing through the center of the sun itself. Think of it as a 3-stage refinement. Stage 1. The thought slows down and gains weight. Stage 2. The weighted thought passes through the power filter and loses its innocence. It now carries awareness of what it does to the dynamic. Stage 3. The power-aware weighted thought passes through the sun's heart and loses everything that is not essential. What remains after all 3 stages is the rarest quality of communication the year produces. A word that is heavy, power-aware, and pure. Not heavy and naive. Not power-aware and impure. Heavy, power-aware, and pure. The specific triple quality that only this sequence of transits in this specific order could produce. The Cazimi sentence you write on May 14th is not an ordinary thought that happened to pass through the sun. It is a thought that was first weighted by Taurus, then deepened by Pluto, then purified by solar fire. 3 refinements. 1 sentence. The purest, heaviest, most power-aware word of the entire year. Write in the comments the one sentence that arrived, not the edited version, the raw Kazimi sentence, the word that came through when the noise burned away. Subscribe and turn on the bell because tomorrow the new moon in Taurus opens the next planting window. And the Kazimi sentence you received today is the specific seed that the new moon is asking you to plant. The universe has spoken. What comes next is in your hands.